Hi there, I'm Nick from Cheshire in UK, England. So just a little video about my 2020 Triumph T100. I've made a few modifications for it. I bought it new about 3.5 years ago. It's done about 7,000 miles now. Love it, great bike, loads of power, loads more power than I need. At 71 I'm no speedster anymore, but it's got bags of power. Anyway, just a bit of a walk around. I'll point out some of the modifications I've done. Seeing that we're at the back, the number plate. I actually bought myself a personalised registration plate for it. Never been interested in them before, but hate the size of number plates on British bikes. They're horrendously big, and that's a 5-digit plate, and you can legally get quite a substantially smaller plate if it's 5 or 6 digits and not the up-to-date 7-digit number. And there's the company that did the plate for me. It's all legal. They give you the certificate in case you get stopped by a policeman who's not too well up on the laws regarding number plates. Fully legal. Number plate, there's no minimum size of number plates in the UK. It's just the letter sizes that have got to be right, and the spacings and the gaps all around the edges, and that's all okay. Triumph, they call it comfort seat. That got that for nothing actually, part of the deal when I bought it. If I'd have bought that seat, it probably would have cost me £250. Got the centre stand as part of the same deal. Again, they're about 250 quid. So did okay there. What else have we done at the back? Done quite a few things. The mudguard, although you can't see it very well here, the rear mudguard I've lowered slightly. It doesn't show too well when it's on the centre stand because the wheel drops. But I've lowered the rear mudguard a little bit. To me it was a bit too high, almost scrambler looking high, and I want it to look a proper retro bike, a proper 60s look. So lowered that. Oh yeah, the number plate as well. I've made that so it sits in a more vertical stance. They usually sort of stick out more on that sort of angle. I've got it more towards the vertical now. Happy with that. With the aid of these little distance pieces, just there, cut on a bit of an angle to make the plate sit on the slope. I fitted the Norman Hyde Toga silencers. They still call them a pea shooter, a bit shorter than the original pea shooters, which I've kept. Not going to sell them because they're horrendously expensive. So, but these sound quite nice. It's been decatted as well. I had the cat took off a couple of years ago. That's a nice improvement. Not overly loud, but just nice enough that you can hear it, and it sounds like an old British bike should sound. Yeah, and I've slightly altered the seating angle of those Toga silencers. I've put a little bit of a dog leg in this bracket here, and a few spaces to make the silencer sit more inboard. So they stick, otherwise they stick out a little bit. And these are quite inboard. They look a lot better. Not quite as inboard as I'd have liked, but I'm happy enough with that. What else have I done? Stainless steel screws there. Stainless steel screw there. I've put stainless steel screws in quite a few places on the bike. That's stainless steel, just because they'll never rust and they're pretty tough. Those screws there, they don't actually do anything. They're just dummy screws. Again, to make it look more period, because those covers used to be held on with screws, so they're just dummies, and they've got little rubber washer on the back there to again make it look a bit period and to protect the plastic from being scraped. It's a nut and bolt, that's just a nut and bolt on the other side. I do keep things under those little covers there, little odds and sods that I can, because it's a little bit of extra storage space. So I keep some odds and sods under there. What else have I done? Fitted that oil cover there, for where you top up with your engine oil. Oh, that's a genuine Triumph one, that, yeah, from Triumph Parts. Not very expensive though, actually, because Triumph Parts are usually horrendous, but I think that was about 15 GB pounds. And it looks nicer than the old plastic one. What else have I done? What else have I done? Oh yeah, that's one I quite like. The air filter cover. Let's go back a little bit. The air filter cover. I didn't like the shape of the original air filter cover. It was a bit of an odd shape. To me, the more sort of parallel sides on them. So I trimmed that down with a thin cutting disc on an angle grinder. And it's also polished as well. I polished it with wet and dry, as I did the engine covers. That one and that one. Get the brushed aluminium effect off them. I didn't like that, and it marked easily. These don't mark at all. Just after polishing, maybe once a year with T-cut. That's polished as well. Polished it with different grades of wet and dry, and finished off with a really fine one. Yeah, another touch here. The plug caps, that the Triumph logo is sunken into them. So I just put a blob of white paint on my finger, rubbed across it, and then rubbed the excess off with a rag. Again, the old ones used to be coloured like that inside highlighting the lettering. Right, okay, up on the top, I've put these little blind spot mirrors on. They're not the best of things, but you do spot the odd thing in your blind spot sometimes when you're getting ready to pull out. There's one on that side as well. Ideally, they would have been better on this side to give you a better angle of view, but that's the main part of the mirror there. I like to look behind me, so I would have, if I'd have put the little blind spot mirror there, it would have impaired the main vision of the mirror. A lot of people criticise these mirrors. I think they're fantastic. Set them up right, make sure you've got them adjusted so that you've got the maximum width of the mirror sticking out. Minimum, if you turn that round 180 degrees, you'll lose about 1.5 inches off this width here. So that's yeah, because otherwise your elbow's getting in the way. So have the mirror set so it's set so you've got the maximum distance there. Another one I'm quite pleased with, switch gear. All the switch gear, I've blacked that out with satin black paint. Blacked that out. I don't like the all the different colours, the geary colours. It looks too modern. Black painted on these little screws here. I don't like all the modern looking stuff on them. Replaced these with stainless steel screws. Replaced them. Put little plastic things on me little keys here so as they don't. It was starting to mark the yoke up here, with the keys were floating around in the wind. So I just put little bits of it. That's silicone tubing, that. Right, what else have I done while I'm up here? Nothing that I can spot at the moment. Right, there's a mod just around the speedometer area there. I wonder if you can see it. It's the amp meter. All British bikes of the 50s and the 60s had an amp meter in the headlight binnacle, and I put that one there. So it's a Lucas brand. See if that'll focus. Well, actually it doesn't say Lucas, it says made in England. But it came from India, 15 GP pounds, and it's a very nice little unit. Very nicely made, nice chrome on it. So I like that. I think that looks quite period on there. What else have we done round there? Oh yeah, there's something over here. And that's stainless steel, and it bolts just on the headlight bolt there. So that's that. I like that. It's quite nice. A bit lower down here, the front mudguard to me is stupidly short. Don't know why they do it like that. It's some kind of fashion. Let's just have a look from this side. Better view from here. The mudguard is stupidly short. A lot of people complain about it, and it throws all the garbage up all over the front of the engine. Down there. Let me just get down a bit. Oh. Where the cat used to live under there, which is not there anymore. I'll get my camera under there. It's just there. Don't know how well that shows up. There's a TEC X pipe under there. So all the garbage used to throw up on that cover there. This radiator hose here, and halfway up the radiator. And those radiators are very delicate, and little stones and things. I know they have a guard on there, but there's still the veins are visible. So that was a priority, putting that. I made that myself, that mudguard extender. It's just a thin piece of plastic, and I had an old waste paper bin, and I pinched that. My wife never found out where it went, but that's just a section out of it. Now the right curve in it, and it's bonded on with those self-adhesive pads under there. I've actually reinforced this mudguard because these mudguards are a bit flimsy. So I've put some self-adhesive roof flashing tape. Over here in the UK, you can get this stuff called, most of the roofs in the UK on houses are slate roofs. And if you ever have one damaged, you can get this temporary flashing repair tape. And some of it's got sort of a metal backing on it, and it almost looks like lead. It's dark grey. It's not lead. It is a kind of a foil, I think. It's aluminium. But it's very, very sticky. You have to heat it up to get it to stick on. Well, heat it up with a hot air gun, with the mudguard off, of course. Stick it on underneath. Sticks like the clappers. Shit to a blanket, some people might say. You heat it up and push it into place, and then trim the excess off. I've done all the way down there, all the way up there, and partly under there, and it makes the mudguard a lot more rigid. Because with the extended mud flap here, it did tend to catch the wind a little bit more. And these mudguards are quite brittle. You don't want to go drilling these things to put mudguard extenders on, because it'll crack like mad. Don't ask me how I know. Right, what else have I done to this bike? Must be something else. Yeah, that's right. I've fitted tyre pressure monitoring system. Oh, well, that shows up there. At the moment, I've got 32 psi in the front, 35 in the back, and it shows the time at 12:04, and the temperature in the top right-hand corner is 12 degrees centigrade on the front tyre. On the rear tyre, it's 12 degrees centigrade, and it gives the battery strength. And these are powered by little sensors down on the wheels. There's one there. And there's a replaceable battery in there. It's easy enough to change. The head unit up here is charged off a phone charger. So you never have to buy a battery for them, but you have to buy little batteries for the one down on the wheel. But they last a good year. There's one on the back here. There's one there as well. Yeah, there is there. Yeah. I think they weigh about 10 grams, so they can have a little bit of a bearing on your wheel balance. I've got a wheel balance machine, do all my own maintenance. So I just, you could feel it ever so slightly at about 70. Some people that might do 70 mile an hour is the maximum speed in this country, but on some private land I go a bit faster than that, and you could feel it ever so slight wheel in. I wouldn't call it a balance. It's just the slight. You feel it on your feet, very slightly. Stuck. Can't remember. It was 5 or 10 grams. I stuck 5 or 10 grams directly opposite the sensors, and that got rid of it. And on the balancer, it balanced up perfectly. What else have we got on my 2020 T100? It's the 900cc water-cooled engine, for people who are not too familiar with them. There's the little 12-volt supply. I've got a heated body warmer, sleeveless body warmer, made by Kais, and that's worth its weight in gold. I've only used it this last winter, even though the temperature's gone up now, I'm still using it. Just set it on one of the low settings, and it keeps you really comfortable. I'm really pleased with that. Keeps your body core up. That's where you need it, isn't it? Your body core. So, and I can fit it underneath my old jacket. I don't have to buy. If I bought the heated jacket off them, I'd end up having to buy a new jacket, which too expensive to be doing that all the time. Right, okay. Any more things I've done to this bike? I don't think so. I don't know if you can hear that siren in the background. It's one of the big chemical firms around here. They test it every Monday at 1 PM, which is what it is now. Let me have a look at the bike while I'm going. I'm bound to have forgotten something. No, I think that's everything really. I haven't really got anything planned to do to it in the future. It's more or less how I like it now. It's out on it on Saturday. We did about 125 miles. Great day, me and my pal. We had a really great day. Yeah, so that's it. That's me Triumph T100. I've got another bike. I've got an old BSA Bantam. It looks like a bike should look to me, this. It looks retro enough. I mean, I would have loved an old air-cooled Bonnie. I do all my own work, so it doesn't faze me having to do the maintenance, but I'm not as keen these days for engine outs and engine strip downs, so I'm hoping I never have to do anything like that with this one. No, I'm hoping never have to do anything like that. I think that's it really. So yeah, hope you like my bike. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea. Some people think they're old-fashioned, but it's each to their own, isn't it? And I just love riding around with that nice Triumph logo on the tank there. I love that. Yeah, love that. Yeah, there we go. I'm just about to oil the chain. That's why I've got it out, and it's up on the centre stand. I'm just going to lubricate the chain. I use EP90 gear oil. I put it on with a toothbrush. I don't splatter it on. I just get everything so it looks damp. And I do that. I probably do it maybe every 400 or 500 miles, or when it's starting to look a bit dry, I'll do it again. It takes me about 5 minutes. I pour some into a little saucer and just I tie a little bit of string round through one of the links in the chain so as I know where I've started and where I need to finish. I do the top, both sides and underneath, and it's all you use is like how much? A quarter of I'm trying to think of a quantity. 10 mils, maybe 15 mils of oil, next to nothing, and it doesn't stick over everything like that spray-on grease does. I don't like that stuff. It's a bugger to get off. You might get a little bit of splashing with the EP90 on the wheel rims, but it just wipes up so easy with the rag. Doesn't matter, and you don't get much of it if you don't plaster it on. Okay, there you go. It's my Triumph T100. Thanks for looking. Bye.